Welcome back to Uninhibited, the mental health podcast. I'm Jessica Van Leer, a licensed professional counselor in Arizona, and this is a space for exploring emotional wellness, trauma-informed healing, and what it means to feel more like yourself again. Just a reminder, this podcast is for educational purposes only. It does not constitute therapy or create a therapeutic relationship. If you're feeling overwhelmed, please connect with the licensed provider in your area. Today, we're diving into emotional burnout, specifically for therapists, caregivers, helpers, teachers, parents, the ones who give more than they get. Burnout isn't just stress. It isn't laziness. It isn't a lack of gratitude or drive. Burnout is what happens when your nervous system, your whole body, runs out of capacity and safety, but you keep going because someone needs you. In trauma-informed language, burnout means your window of tolerance has shrunk. You're outside of your ability to stay regulated, and now you're swinging between fight, flight, or shutdown. You might feel stuck in functional freeze, still doing what's expected of you, but disconnected from it. This is your body protecting you. It's not mental weakness, it's survival mode, especially when caregiving is chronic and undersupported. Signs include emotional numbness, brain fog, muscle tension, difficulty sleeping, and loss of joy or motivation. Not because you don't care, but because your nervous system is trying to conserve energy. You might also notice small things feel overwhelming. Replying to a text, getting out of bed, or thinking about a task can feel paralyzing. These are not failures of will. They are signs your body is overcapacitated and undersupported. Trauma-informed healing starts by validating that your reaction makes sense in the context of what you've carried. Many people in helping professions have trauma histories. We may have learned early on that love is earned through usefulness, that safety comes through self-abandonment, that boundaries are selfish, so we override our limits. We become attuned to everyone else's needs. We ignore our own, and we confuse compassion with overfunctioning. This is why burnout is so common in therapists, teachers, nurses, and parents. Not because we don't know how to care for ourselves, but because we were never allowed to. Burnout in these cases is not a failure. It's your body saying, please stop performing safety and actually feel it. There's often grief here. When we start honoring our limits, we confront how long we've ignored them. There may be sadness in recognizing how early we learned that our needs weren't safe to express. That grief is sacred. It deserves space. Ask yourself, what did I learn about my worth growing up? Was it tied to being helpful, quiet, strong? What would it mean if my worth didn't depend on output? The neuroscience of burnout. When you're exposed to constant emotional demand, your amygdala, your brain's alarm system, stays activated. Your prefrontal cortex, your regulation center, gets fatigued. Your vagus nerve stops firing efficiently. Cortisol stays high. Inflammation increases. You may feel foggy, numb, disassociated, hypervigilant. You may crave isolation, not because you're antisocial, but because your nervous system is trying to regulate in the only way it knows how, by withdrawing. Burnout is a neurobiological response to chronic, unsafe demands. It's your system asking, is anyone going to help me come back to safety? When your body perceives no safe opportunity for rest, it defaults to conservation mode. Even small tasks become exhausting. Your ability to access empathy, creativity, and motivation can temporarily shut down. These are not character flaws, they are signs of an overwhelmed nervous system. Recovery doesn't start with doing more, it starts with asking, what would it look like to do less, but feel more safe doing it? Burnout and depression can overlap, but they aren't the same. Depression tends to be persistent, internal, and chemical, a shutdown even when support is present. Burnout, on the other hand, tends to lift somewhat when you step away from the stressor. Even small breaks help you feel more like yourself. That's a key difference. But both deserve attention, care, and often co-regulation. Because healing doesn't happen in isolation, it happens in safe connection. If you're unsure which one you're facing, tune into what brings relief. Does nature, time alone, or laughter help even a little? That may point to burnout. If nothing feels reachable, depression may be involved. Either way, you're not broken. And if both are present, you deserve a recovery plan that honors both your biology and your story. To recover from burnout, you have to invite your body back into safety. This might look like grounding, so your feet on the floor, a weighted blanket, sunlight on your skin, breath work, long exhales to downregulate the nervous system, polyvagal tools, so gentle humming, slow rocking, co-regulation with a trusted person, doing nothing and letting that be enough. Your body isn't failing, it's asking for safety, rhythm, and permission to be human again. Try this. Put one hand on your chest and one on your stomach. Inhale slowly and inwardly. Say, I am allowed to rest. Exhale fully and repeat it 3 times. This isn't self-indulgent. This is self-repair. Start small. Rest doesn't need to be productive. Stillness counts. A boundary is a win. A nap is a win. Saying no and not explaining, a win. We don't recover by fixing ourselves. We recover by listening to ourselves. Let's take a breath together. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Journal prompts for this week. What part of me believes that rest isn't allowed? What am I still trying to prove by overgiving? What would my body choose if I gave it a voice today? Where am I seeking safety through performance? Thank you for listening to The Uninhibited. If you found this helpful, I invite you to share it with someone who might need it too. Next week, we'll talk about boundaries that don't burn bridges, how to set limits with love, especially when guilt shows up. Until then, rest, repair, stay uninhibited.